guys, welcome to another episode on Barbie's Diary. My name is Barbara Omodudu and I film about family, career, lifestyle, everything about settling in a new city in Canada. My family and I reside in Edmonton, Alberta. I've been here for over 6 months, and during this time I have shared with you our journey into Canada, our settling in, everything we have gotten up to since we came into this town. Thank you to everyone who takes out time to see a video from Barbie's Diary and you click on it and watch. Like, I'm so grateful to all of you. Thank you to the OGs. I see all of you. Do not take it for granted. Before we continue, please ensure that you like this video, you comment, you subscribe, ensure that you're watching all the adverts now. Please, guys, please feel free to let the adverts run all through. I know you're in a hurry to, watch the content of the video. You want to get substance out of it, but help me also encourage me by watching this advert. Why did I decide to do this video? I like to tell you people the reason behind the video. So, of course, most of you know that aside from my law degree, I also have a qualification in HR. And so I am familiar with pension and with monthly deductions from staff salary to the contributory pension scheme. I'm also familiar with the fact that if you're out of job, if you lose your job or you're out of job, you resign, you've been out of job for a period of 4 months, you can apply for a quarter of what you have. So for instance, if you've been working, say 5-10 years, and everything in your contributory pension is about 10 million, for instance, you are entitled to take 2.5 million off of that money. So if you're out of job or if you lose your job, after 4 months, you can apply to your PFA, which is the Pension Fund Administrator, and you'll be entitled to take 25% of that amount. So I always had that at the back of my mind. Yeah, this is not a sponsored video, but my pension fund administrators at the time I was in Nigeria was Stanbic IBTC. We left Nigeria in September, like you all know. So by January, I was due to request for pension. And guys, please ensure that you are working in a credible organization. Please, for your sake and for your future, ensure that you're working in a credible organization. I mean, organization that take staff welfare very seriously, organization that takes staff benefits very seriously. So enough with all of this background story. So let's talk about the 25%. What did I do? So like I mentioned, by January this year, I was already 4 months out of Nigeria, out of the Nigerian job, and I needed to apply. As I would always do, I did my research. I found out what I needed to do. I see this, my black book has been my companion since I got here. Everything I do, everything I have to do, I jot it down in this book. There were 3 parts to it. So for the 25% on its own, I needed to complete a checklist. So this is peculiar to Stanbic IBTC. But if you have another PFA, I believe that there are minimum requirements that must be met across all PFAs. And then, of course, because they are different PFAs, they will have some other things they will require or request from you. So this is just peculiar to Stanbic. If your PFA is Stanbic, lucky you, this video is exactly what you need. If your PFA is any other one, then at least you'll be able to get the minimum requirement, and you might need to reach out to them to also get whatever it is they might need in addition to your minimum requirement. So for Stanbic, we were asked to fill an application form. There was also the passport photograph of the applicant, your birth certificate to determine your date of birth, then your exit letter from your last employer, just to confirm that you have left, and of course it's been 4 months after you left, then your means of identification, then bank details. Then for myself, I needed to complete a data recapture. Thankfully, I had all the requirements they needed for the data recapture, and they also have been nice enough to understand that not everybody that is requesting for this money is in Nigeria. So if you're out of the country, there are also requirements or documents you have to submit in lieu, since you are not physically present to come. Since you are not physically present to come in for a data recapture exercise. So for the data recapture exercise, I had to fill a form as well. I had to put in my passport photograph, my proof of address. So I could either use my valid driver's license from Nigeria or an active bank statement. I used an active bank statement because my bank statement had my name. I had gone to the bank to change my name, so that was easy peasy to just say, okay, see that now I now bear this, and then also show my proof of address as at the time I was in Nigeria, and then of course an active, but it was an active account as well. So I also put in a means of ID, which was the biodata of my international passport. Then I attached my NIN, so which is the national identification number. I attached my enrollment slip. My NIN was in my maiden name, but before we traveled, I ensured I went back to change my NIN to my husband's surname. So that was straightforward for me. And then I had to put my offer letter from my last uh, employer. They needed that as well. That was for the data recapture exercise. Now, I also had to do a change of name form. So that I had to do because, of course, like I mentioned, when I joined the PFA, I was still a single lady. So my details that had become obsolete was bearing my maiden name. So I had to change that to my husband's name. So I had to submit another set of documents for that particular change of name exercise. And of course, it included a change request form. So I had to fill a form, so like a letter of request kind of form. Then my newspaper publication, the same national identification number, the sworn affidavit to say I've changed my name from this to that and the date I got married, my marriage certificate, as well as I had to show evidence that I had completed the data recapture. So all of this was just intertwined. Then of course there was a client indemnity letter or form that I had to fill that said, okay, I am authorizing them to pay me 25% of whatever is my balance. So for instance, I had to write that whatever is the balance as at today. So if you want the balance as at maybe last year, you write that. So I wrote that the balance as at that day I was requesting. So for instance, if you write as at that day, if there was an employer of yours that had not remitted, if they go and remit one type of 1 million, you cannot come back and say you want 25% of that 1 million. So I knew that my employers, all the places I have worked for, they were remitting as at when due. So I knew that that was not an issue for me. So I just said, okay, as at today. But if you know that you are still processing or you are still dragging some of your employers to pay your pension and you go and say today, if those guys go and pay 2 million into the account, after you've collected that 25%, you'll not be able to collect the 25% of that 2 million. I hope that makes sense. So these forms were a lot to fill. It took me, I think, a day or two to go through all of them. But because I knew that even if it's 1 naira, I want to collect it. So I sat down and I filled all the forms. I submitted to the address I will leave on the screen right now. I got an automatic message saying that, okay, somebody has gotten my form and they will get back to me. Okay, before that time, I went on their website as well and I spoke to a customer service rep online and I just, confirmed everything, what I needed to do. The form says if you're out of the country, you must notarize all of the forms. So I did exactly as I said and everything worked fine. Guys, I don't want to forget, but I must give credit to Stanbic IBTC because this was a seamless process. It took less than 1 month and I got my money. That's why I'm making this video. I sent them all of those documents. And then after that, I got that automatic message saying they have gotten the document. If they didn't send me messages, they sent me at least 5 to 6 messages during the course of this thing. So at every point in time, I could say where we were in the process. So when they got the completely filled form, they sent a message saying, "Hi, Barbara, we have gotten your completely filled form. We will start processing immediately and we'll get back to you when we get to the next stage." At every stage, they told me, and guys, when the payment came in, it was a sealed deal. Like I did not have to be beyond the first call I had to make to that customer service rep before I started the process of filling and sending the form. I did not have to know anybody back end. I did not have to keep calling anybody because at every point in time, they were giving me updates, step by step updates. I'm so grateful for what I got because it's my money, it's my hard work, it's my earnings, it's my savings, it's my contribution. And having 25% of that feels deserving, feels like a reward. When I go into my page, I was able to look at my page, and I could see how much my actual contribution has been and how much interest it had gathered. So debunk that myth or that gist that everyone keeps saying that I beg oh, nobody's going to give you that money again. Just lock up. Especially you wait or travel out. If you have traveled out, forget that money. Nobody's going to give you. That is a lie. That is a lie. I am a living witness. Not too long ago, I got that money. The bad part to it is that it's a one-off payment. So you cannot come tomorrow and say, oh, can I get another 25%? No, it's a one-off payment. The next time you're getting the payment is when you retire. Then you can claim whatever is left of the money. I did not have to know anybody back end. I was not calling anybody. I just sat down here and I was getting information as to where they were at every point in time. And it was so, it felt so unreal. So when we see when we see a system that works in our own country, let us say so. So it's not only when we come to another country and we see things work and we say, if not my country, it won't be like this. No, this actually worked. This is one of those things that it's not just the fact that I got my money that was the beautiful part. It was the seamlessness of the transaction, the way and manner I was getting information all the way, the fact that I did not have to bribe anybody. In fact, they kept saying that you do not have to pay anybody money. If you get that kind of information, you should report. They kept reiterating it, I think, in every message they sent and every email they sent, just to let you know that it's your money, it's your savings. When you're ready, you come take it, we shake hands, and you go your way. And if you are one of the lucky ones that was contributing to Stanbic IBTC, best believe that this is how your process will go. I just thought to quickly do this short video. If you have any questions for me concerning this, please put it in the comment section. Let's continue this conversation. If you are like me and you've been able to get this money, please let me know. And if you are in Canada already and you have not thought to do this, what are you waiting for? If you have thought and you've been scared, oh, it's all a fast, they never get to pay, that's a lie. I'm here to tell you that they get to pay. They give you your money. You get your money in real time, live and direct. And yes, if you have collected this money, please let me know in the comment section as well. And guys, do not hold this video to your chest. Share it. And yes, I'll see you in the next one. Thank you, guys. Don't forget to subscribe. Do not forget to subscribe as well. And enjoy the rest of your day. Bye. There's not much to do when all I can